VA. Mantua fastest update Manhwa fast. Lord, your army is ready to convey command, seize this island and kill all who resist as wish. Tick. Quarter of hour later. Lord, we have already captured the inner city, however we didn't discover any traces of humans. This place is empty city. What did say this Mantua fastest update Manhwa fast? There are still many uncompleted buildings inside the city. From their color it seems that the buildings were recently under construction. I'm afraid the humans have probably abandoned Archduke Island 1 or 2 days ago. Life lava fast estudate, Adua Fakot. Padua fastest DPP Dave Madua fast cot. Since we've already reached initial understanding, then let's get to main point of discussion. Quickly, honesty would benefit both of us. Roland Wimbledon, the king of Grey Castle and one of the creators of the dream world of Valkyries, that's name. How about your title and rank? Like Lord, for example, could be more specific. Nightmare Lord, that is what called. You've seen her before, right? Who exactly is she? Traitorous Oracle. Could it be that the oracle that Mentor mentioned was her? Mentor Transformer Heathless, she taught me many things. So it was due to this. The meeting where the 3 queens of the Union took oath. The person, the portrait, was the high-level demon called Heathless. Help me to win the battle of God's will. Ah, sure, win. Of course, win this war. Give it another century. Even if hide the Blackstone region, you'll still be wiped out humans, but can't wait that long. The oracle's warning indicates that crisis is imminent. Must arrive the bottomless land as soon as possible and need your help to do so. Reality, it's likely that we are almost out of time. If we miss the chance to end the war, then there will be no way out. Are still holding on to your original decision. Have no other choice. On the one hand is the possibility of continuation, and on the other hand is certain doom. That all. The goal of war has already changed. What was impossible, the past is possible now as long as think about it from another perspective. Then both races live on. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. This, Arthur fastesty date Cadbua fast cowed. It's again hackwork. Don't know what's so important about the Western Front that need to get the king to hold the holy see. Could it be that what you're about to report is more important than the Nightmare Lord becoming lost the realm of mind? Indeed, when Valkyries lost consciousness, only reported it to the king alone. Now have requested holy see meeting. As if you have something urgent. Don't tell everyone that your city is about to be captured. Those lowlifes. It had been hard enough for me to divert large amount of resources to cultivate symbiotic demons for you. Enough. Believe the Lord must have his own reasons for requesting holy see meeting. It wouldn't be too late to voice your opinions after hear him out. Your Majesty, it is true that want to talk about assistance on the Western Front. But it is not simply about 1 or 2 more troops or more outposts. It's deity of gods. Remember that we have already discussed this the last time. You should know what the deity of gods means to race. The deity of gods was the demon race's most esteemed masterpiece. After they upgraded it took nearly 100 years and expended countless materials to realize this miracle. It was regarded as leap the race's control over magic and the only mean capable of destroying the Sky Sea realm. Hope of defeating the Sky Sea realm. But that's all it is. What do mean that's all it is? After the restriction on the red mist is removed, we could altogether rely on the deity of gods to attack the Sky Sea realm. Even if we use it on the Eastern Front, it still substantially lessen the pressure on the defense line, and this involves the lives and deaths of tens of millions of people and millions of soldiers. Yet say that's all it's. First, your genius subordinate asks for the entire race to confront the lowlifes with full force, and now want to send the deity of gods to deal with those lowlifes. The both of really do think alike. What does everyone think? Sorry, I can't agree to it. The Western Front battle is already lost. Although race still has 2 of the humans' kingdoms, we do not have any more power to keep going on. The stalemate means that it would be very difficult for us to acquire the legacy shard's short amount of time. This is not different from failure. What did say have troop of over 100,000, not to mention many symbiotic demons? How could lose to those lowlifes? Maria, Estestudate I ardua fast cold are deceiving the king. Not long ago said that they was going well on the Western Front, and that race has already successfully stepped into their land. Now are telling me that can't defeat the lowlifes region that is covered red mist. This is ridiculous. Pursuit had once warned me but didn't pay enough attention to it. It's exactly how are now treating warning the same ways had. After all, it is very difficult to describe everything that is happening on the Western Front if you want to know like your own eyes. Was that really something that the lowlifes created? Didn't feel the presence of any magic all. Us Padua fastest update Mardulva fast cowed. Fact that is precisely their outstanding point. The strength of the humans no longer be measured, their scarce number of witches, all the magicless ones should also be counted. Also after they had all these things, the originally weak magicless humans' power is not much different from primal demons. They even threaten junior demons and high-order, upgraded demons. So what does your point want to ask everyone? Even if we use the deity of gods, are certain that we attack and capture the Sky Sea realm within 10 years. Don't if blame it all on me. But the defeat of the Western Front is already certain. This is unavoidable fact. If we don't change, afraid 10 years, we won't be able to fight back against the Sky Sea realm. We might not even be able to defeat the humans. The final result would be the complete extinction of race under the attack from both sides. Could the deity of gods be more important than this? This is just your personal judgment. Of course it into a going to mention Crook again, not meant the Nightmare Lord. Don't know what clues Valkyries found the realm of mind that would lead her to venture away from frontline warfare, but before her final dive into the realm of Valkyries told me herself that she had become more inclined to silent disasters. Speculation humans might have already received some sort of legacy. Gulf's Godiva fastest update Cat Dua fast cowed. Inheritance that we do not know of, that is too far-fetched. We all saw the scene, the origin of magic. If race like this really existed, where would they be? Who be sure that the conclusion that race came to before is definitely correct. Also don't believe that humans receive fate's favor. But their incredible change is right front of eyes. Don't forget, before we received the legacy of the underground civilization, we also didn't know that legacy shards actually be divided. So what? Absolutely refuse to use the deity of gods against those lowlifes. The strength of the Sky Sea realm's offense is still increasing. We have finally gotten chance to catch breaths. Now we should take this chance to secure defensive line. If we don't have the deity of gods, the Eastern Front hardly withstand the battles that are taking place all the time. As soon as the army is defeated, over 10 cities will be exposed under the enemy's minions. Enough already understand what mean silent disasters. Arrangements will remain unchanged. Continue to the Western Front. When the deity of gods is complete, go to the human territory to seize the legacy shards. Shrink the Eastern Front southward. Abandon some of the cities if it is necessary, order to reduce the loss of inferior demons before momentum of the offense and defense is reversed. They are also important resources. But Blood Conqueror is also right, delaying the Sky Sea realm on the Eastern Front and swallowing the humans on the West was the established strategy for the Third Battle of Divine Will. Now we are forced to send the deity of gods to the Western Front, causing the deaths on the Eastern Front to increase substantially. Lord, do you feel that none of this is your responsibility? Your ability is important. But that does not mean that we'll ignore this matter. This will be the last accident that will occur. The Western Front plan do not disappoint me anymore, otherwise I understand. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases. Padua, Astist update, Ardva fast cold. What is this big red cloud cool? There is way for us to view it clearly. The higher soar, the farther your vision reaches. We're got the essentials, time to spot the gap. Leave it to me. Ifs Padua fastest update Cardua fast coup. Padua, Astestudate. Ordval asked you. Have detailed information in regard to the floating island. It is indeed product of the demons. And they call it the deity of gods. Short have some special means. Firstly, it isn't afraid of firepower. So the first army should preserve its forces. Secondly, the aerial knights will be crucial next battle. There is way of defeating it, but the probability of success is unknown as long as we have way. Regardless of the probability of success, everyone will unite and achieve it. Leave it to us, brother. We'll bring the good news back to headquarters. Right, have something need to pass to Miss Edith can't. The words here are its declaration of war to the demon. Garcia, Astist update Mordua fast could. Want to know what is going on? Lord Mask, the birth tower sends message the king has summoned you. What assure it's the king from the undulation of the realm of mind. It comes from the presiding Holy Sea Lord. Could there be problem? Madura fast stugdate. Kadva fastku. It is honor to be summoned, you respected king. What exactly happened before the days without your guidance? Your humble servant remained anxious and uneasy. The Lord's whereabouts are currently unknown. But fortunately the symbiotic demons have performed well. The Western Front enough no have much to say, but that is not. Blackstone has been lost. Although we have not been invaded completely the Sky Sea realm, it was only matter of time. Enemy has become completely different from before, and this resulted the complete destruction of already weak perimeter. Resentful heart died. Battle have already given the orders to abandon Blackstone region and to retreat to the land of dawn. Beg your majesty to reconsider. Sacrifice is inevitable. But it is the only viable solution now. The red mist will not be problem upon retreat. The old birth tower be transferred. This has been tested. The ridge of the continent and Star Fall City. Harriet Tequila Herms. All of this gods. Stone mines. Human lands be used for breeding, but the simultaneous movement of so many birth towers, even with the power of the entire race behind it, could it that you be? That is right, have merged with magic core and transformed the city into new deity of gods. The merger with dead objects signified the king's permanent fixture on the birth tower like overseer. The king's cold logic showed no mercy even to myself. The race no longer has the time to waste on the humans. We need to obtain their legacy shard as quickly possible to have chance fighting the current Sky Sea realm order to transit into phase 2 of the migration. As wish king. Sit and Manhwa fast com for the fastest releases. Padua, Actestudatit, Advar fast cowed. The next task is to you. Hey, do know what are doing? This is not exercise. I know that obviously. If everyone is flying out, the enemy is bound to discover that the Ark of Peace has dropped the bomb. Although changing its trajectory isn't easy, who knows what will eventually happen if you don't believe. Look that fellow __, he clearly has the same idea as Mel. Kalua, Astist update Kadbua last cod. Your Highness, do the bombs drop the bombing squadron really possess such immense power? The instant it explodes, the intense light it generates is enough to instantly cook you. The time, see if it's already too late. Even if are lucky to dodge the light, the subsequent blast will exceed the speed of sound for brief moment. Therefore the only safe way of dodging is to keep sufficient distance from it. At least that's how it is for the first bomb. What about the second bomb? If the god of luck blesses, you might have chance. However, compared to praying to the heavens, not. Nudge your control stick and retreat ahead of time. Ifs Madura fastest WP date, adamant could. Uganda, Asta step date Kadbua fast. Garda, Astist update, adamant could. Your Highness, the three are fine. Is that? I knew it. If had known, wouldn't have kept asking. Inform everyone to return to the cruiser. Let us bring the news of victory back to His Majesty Roland. Sit and Manhwa fast _core for the fastest releases. Although you've told us that we don't have to explain to you, Mr. Rock still insists that take. Look it. Since he is so worried about fine, then it. Meshwork enjoyed #ANLFTSBIC___. This was probably the reason the defender wanted me to look through the names. To be honest, I'm worried about this. Once mentioned that they were important figures capable of influencing the dream world as well. If something happens during the transfer, or if they find their past selves, will world still be able to preserve its current state? Of course. If this happened the past, I would not be able to assure so, but now that the dream world is part of the cradle, so long as I hear, this world will continue to exist. Back when I narrated the history of the selection of the Crown Prince and Hermes to the two, I had long anticipated for such day. Although they had regained new lives, the realm of mind, that did not mean they had to tight-lipped about the past. I'm also very curious as well how the two would perceive the other world, but I was sure that it was impossible for them to return to their past. Then I will relay your message to Rock. Right, there's one more thing I need your assistance to relay as well. The new project Gateway is its last phase 1 will be gone for period of time, and we'll have to leave everything here to all of you. You're not thinking of shirking responsibility and going to enjoy being God, right? What's talking about help and use will be extremely limited. The next step, I have already opened the regulated technology knowledge base to both worlds. But it will depend on guys to research on how to use magic power. I will leave it to the intelligent people to research on that, but I believe that there will be outstanding people that will rise from both worlds, just like how we had worked together to face God. She actually knows how to encourage people. After assuming control over the cradle, I took long time to reinstate the workings of the realm of mind as results to the entire dream world. All the destruction and chaos caused the corrosion were left behind, leaving the association with many things to do. I'm here to say plan to goodbye, head back as well, head back. Not I'm staying here. Wait, what's going to do about your race with Lord and Silent Disaster watching over them and the remaining senior Lord Sim not worried about anyone else attempting to cause trouble to them and existence? The dream world is the most beneficial method for the race body will be connected to the Mother of Soul and become the new king, but compared to the previous king it will no longer have standalone consciousness, but consciousness shared everyone. Strakes agreed to that. Silent Disaster followed Anna and Nightingale down into the bottomless land. Despite the possibility of exhausting her red mist, it's not permanent separation, and Hackwork gained his own territory. If the signal installation test is successful, he enters the dream world as and when he wants to. Fine, then a saying goodbye, because I'm not the one leaving but you. If I'm not wrong, you're already planning to into reclusion, right? Since magic power is related to the consciousness, obviously only having more wills collide, will there be higher possibility of creating diversification of outcomes? But that also means that the existence of God needs to be kept minimum. From your choice of allowing both worlds to interact, I tell that have made the decision. If I do not come to bade farewell now, it'll be difficult for me to find opportunity the future when ordinary people obtain great power. They will not be able to resist the egos yet, or able to prioritize the future of the world first. I have to admit your thoughts far transcends that of any human being, and even I find myself inferior to you. Are definitely the most suitable candidate to become the custodian. Mantua fastest update, a Manhwa fastcot. Welcome home markup fastest update few ordua fast cowed. I'm back. Sit and Manhwa fast for the fastest releases.